Hello everybody, it's Michelle and I've got a wonderful cold treat for you guys for summer this year that's going to be super healthy. I love to make frozen yogurt so I can have that on hand in the freezer for a nice cold treat on a hot summer day, but still have something healthy. And I've got nothing but good natural ingredients here and I can't wait to show you guys this recipe. I'm going to be making frozen yogurt, so of course I'm using Greek yogurt, that's my favorite. And I'm using vanilla. I usually do for my frozen yogurts because it's a little bit sweetened, but not too much. And in this case, we're going to need some sweetening because we're using beets. And we kind of need to sweeten that to keep those beets from overpowering because they can be very strong. And I've got a personal connection with beets. I've been in the process of building my blood back. I was severely anemic from some health issues that I was having about a year and a half ago, and beets have been a big role in getting my iron and hemoglobin levels back up to where they should be. And I really love the color that this gives and the nutrition that can be in there. And we're going to sweeten it up with some natural sweetness from fruit and honey. And for my fruit, I'm using berries here. I've got the cherry berry blend from the frozen section at Walmart. I really love that blend. It's a blend of sweet cherries, tart cherries, blueberries, and strawberries. This is what the packaging looks like if you guys want to try to go and find that in your store. It is so good, and cherry is one of my favorite fruits anyway, so I love getting that cherry berry blend. We're also going to be adding some honey for some sweetness. This is raw honey, of course, and if you can get locally sourced honey, that's always best. And I'm going to be adding a banana. I found a large banana here because banana is going to help add some more creaminess to it for us, so the more the better. I've been working on trying to get a camera set up to where I can get all of my kitchen equipment into the shot that I need for this video, so bear with me. I'm going to try to get everything in the shot the best I can. But like I said, this beet nutrition has been so important to me, and I really wanted to share that with you guys. Beets are a wonderful blood builder and just a superfood all around. I hadn't eaten much beets since I was a kid until I had this recent issue. So I've developed a new love affair with beets, and I hope you guys will try them out if you haven't had any recently. Give yourself a chance to get used to the taste. Give yourself a chance to sort of figure out some ways to sweeten it up and maybe hide that flavor. Do what you have to get that nutrition in. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pulse my berries because they're the one frozen element. So I want to kind of chop those up in my blender and get those pulsed a little bit before we start on everything else. If you wanted to, you could let these thaw or even use fresh berries if you want to, and you'll have a super smooth blend. But I do like when they're frozen, or at least partially frozen, because then you kind of get some little flecks and chunks in there in your finished frozen yogurt, and I really enjoy that too. So I'm going to go ahead and get these in the blender. Like I said, I'm going to try to include as much in the shot as I can possibly manage, but I've had a difficult time trying to get my camera setup going. So that's 1 cup of the berries. You can use more if you want more sweetness. It's completely up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and pulse those a few times first before we add everything else in. Okay, so like I told you guys, it leaves them a little bit chunky, and I really like that. If you want yours smoother, go ahead and let them thaw first, or use fresh berries and it'll just puree them up really smooth. So now I'm just going to go ahead and add everything else on in. now my can of beets. This is a small can. It's just 8 1/4 ounces, but it's going to add a lot of that good nutrition from the beets. Beautiful color for our frozen yogurt. And you just want regular canned beets. Don't get the pickled for this. I don't think you would like that sour pickling flavor in your frozen yogurt. So that whole can goes in. I did drain it first, so I didn't use the liquid. And now I'm just going to blend that up until it's all smooth. Okay, and now we are ready to take this over to my ice cream maker attachment on my KitchenAid. You don't have to do that. You can just pour it into a container and stick it in the freezer if you want to help keep that a little fluffier as it goes. Take it out every so often and maybe give it a stir while it's starting to firm up. Okay, I've got my ice cream attachment in my mixer, the paddle in there, and I'm going to start that running before I start pouring my mixture in. It's very important because this bowl remains frozen. You have to keep this in your freezer. That's what helps to freeze it as it churns around and keeps it fluffy and soft. So if I pour my mixture in before it's moving, it'll just instantly solidify rock hard and it'll break my paddle attachment in there. So I'm going to put that on stir, pour in my mixture and let it churn for about 20 to 25 minutes. Then I'll transfer it to a container and pop it in the freezer. Okay, so it was churning for about 20 minutes total. I'm going to go ahead and get it out and transfer it into a glass pan. Anything you have that's freezer safe will be just fine. And you can see that started to firm up really good. And if you guys do have an ice cream attachment, you want to make sure that you're only using plastic utensils or wooden utensils or something like that in those. Metal utensils can scratch the inside of the bowl and that would ruin it. You can let it churn a little longer if you want to, so it's closer to frozen so that you don't have to wait to eat it. But personally, I think it's a little hard to get out of the bowl that way. So I like to go ahead and get it out of there into my container. And this was a 6-cup glass dish and that fits it perfectly. So I'm going to go ahead and pop it into the freezer, let it set up a little more, and let you guys see what it looks like after. Okay, this has been in the freezer for about another hour. And it's firmed up a little, enough to scoop it out, I think. It's still like a soft serve. And I think you guys are really going to love this, especially if you need to get some blood building ingredients into your diet. It's a great way to get those beets in there. This is absolutely delicious and great for a hot summer day. A great thing about frozen yogurt is the active probiotic cultures in that yogurt will reactivate after being frozen, so you'll still have live active bacteria cultures, and that is great for probiotics. Whereas if you were cooking with yogurt and it reaches a high cooking temperature, then that's going to kill those cultures. So I like to be able to do something frozen. That way I can preserve my yogurt for longer and I don't have to worry about trying to eat that giant tub all at once before the date goes bad. Once I get that in the freezer, it's going to last much longer. So I'll put the recipe on the screen at the end of the video so you guys can give it a try and let me know if you like it. I hope you do. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me a like over on my Facebook page and be sure to join our Facebook group, Healthy Minds and Bodies. Also follow me on Pinterest and Instagram, and don't forget to visit my blog. I'll have all of those listed in the description below, so be sure and check them out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.